Hi, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Mary Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Morlai Hanoputi. Thank you so much for joining us today for another episode or edition of Mary Clinic Live. Happy weekend, and we are very grateful to God for life. I mean, it's the end of another month, and we are going to be approaching a new month this week. I wish everyone happy new month. Thank you to all our new joiners, our new subscribers. Thank you to all our returning subscribers. We do celebrate you. Thank you to all our followers on our Facebook group page as well. Thank you for always following us. So today I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, which I have titled Early Signs of Menopause. Early signs of menopause. This topic has become necessary because of the so many questions that men keep asking me, about um, could this be menopause? My wife is feeling this way. She's experiencing this. She's not interested in sex as she used to be. She's no longer excited about intimacy and things like that. So I felt, okay, let's talk about it because it's also good for men and women to know this so that you can help to support your spouse while going through that process. They will definitely go through it at some point, especially when they are entering into their 40s. Yeah, early 40s, mid 40s, and late 40s, depending. It varies for different women. Some start menopause early enough in their early 40s, they've started. Some mid 40s, while some even in their 50s or mid 50s they now start. So today we are going to be talking about early signs of menopause. We all know that menopause simply means that, oh, the normal usual menstrual cycle of the woman, will no longer happen as she used to have it monthly. The monthly cycle, would cease. That would not happen anymore as she usually have it frequently or regularly, once a month. So one of the first signs, or early signs of menopause, the way you will know that, oh, this is actually menopause, is irregular periods. You will discover that you will start having irregular period, especially when you are approaching, this age bracket that I mentioned earlier, and your period starts becoming irregular. You should know that you are about to join the menopause club, women's club. So irregular period that will happen, at the early stage. Your period will become very irregular, and you would know that, okay, with this, very soon it might cease. I mean, you won't see your period flow anymore after that irregularity. And I hope we all know that menopause is as a result of also changes in hormonal activity, and these hormones, bring about a lot of changes in the woman's body, even in the way she feels. And we're going to be talking about that briefly, because I think I have a short time to do this. But next week, I hope to also talk about how the things we need to do to be able to cope with these signs of menopause or the symptoms of menopause. There are things you can do as a woman that, if you can do those things, you may end up not really feeling the impact of these symptoms or this sign. It may not really happen to you that much. Why? Because you are taking precaution, and you will still feel much alive as a woman if you are able to do those things. So I'm going to be sharing that with us next week. So another sign of menopause is hot flashes. Hot flashes, and that is as a result of changes in hormonal activities. Here, some women do say that, oh, we feel hotness on our inside, hot flutters, hot flashes. It's like an internally generated heat, so to say. And you'll be wondering, oh, where is this coming from and all of that. So those are also part of the early symptoms of menopause. Another one is fatigue. You get easily tired. You get easily tired. It's like something is slowing you down. You get easily tired. Another one is headaches. You could have some flashes of headaches as well. Those are early signs of menopause. It comes with those little things: fatigue, headaches, then bloating, gas bloating. At times you feel bloated. Oh, what's going on? You feel bloated. I mean, that is normal because, at that point, it's either your period has become irregular or you have stopped menstruating. So you should expect that your tummy will look bloated. You will feel bloated. And there are things you can do, to minimize that. And I'm going to be sharing that with us next week. Another one that I think the men should listen to is vaginal dryness, because some of them will be like, oh, I've tried everything, I've fondled, I've done this, I've engaged her in a lot of romance, I've put her through a lot of foreplay, yet she's still not interested in sex. See, if she is into menopause already, I tell you, she's going to experience vaginal dryness. The vagina will be dry. It will seem as if the man, is doing everything, to make her wet, yet she's feeling dry. I mean, those are already signs that your wife is approaching menopause. Now, there are things you can do as well when though that begins to happen, and I'm going to be sharing that next week. But today I just want us to know what the early signs of menopause are, and that is what I'm going to be telling us today. So vaginal dryness will always happen. At times, soreness of the breast. I mean, our breast will be sore. When you touch it, she'll feel like it's painful. I don't want to be touched in those areas. It's not as if she's trying to push you away. It's not as if she's saying, oh, you are no longer appealing or attractive to me. She's only responding to the changes that is taking place in her body. Even she cannot comprehend what is happening, because these are hormonal activities. These are changes occurring as a result of a change in the level of the various hormones. So I would crave the indulgence of the men, that you need to be patient with your wife during this period, especially when she's going through the early signs of menopause. You need to understand the changes that she's experiencing so that you can patiently work with her and go through this season with her, because it's a season of her life, it's a phase, and you need to understand that phase and help her to walk through it. She may experience some digestive problems as well, because like I said, at this point, the woman may have stopped menstruating, or she's already having irregular period. Maybe the period will come once in 3 months, or once, even for 6 months. Her period has started becoming irregular. And like I said earlier, that vaginal dryness will happen. And when vaginal dryness happens, definitely she's going to have low libido. Low libido is another early symptom of menopause. She's just not excited anymore about sex. She's just not interested, and she's just not so interested anymore about sex. She's no longer so much into sex. She rather prefer to use her time for other things than you engaging her in that area. So low libido is one of them. It's just the changes in hormonal activity that is causing that. So I don't think it should be a thing that you should fight her over. Rather, you should try to understand what she's experiencing, what she's going through, the changes taking place, and you work with her along that line. Now, mood swings is another one. She'll have mood swing. Researchers have also said that it could make women go into a state of depression. Some will feel depressed, apart from mood swings, some feel depressed. Some do experience heightened anxiety during that period. They are just anxious. It's like they're anxious, they're afraid. So a lot happens during that time. Like I said earlier, weight gain is another early sign or early symptom of menopause. Weight gain. Some women start gaining weight. You see everything becoming bigger, the backside becoming bigger, the front side becoming bigger. Those are signs, of early menopause, especially if your spouse or your wife is in that age bracket from mid 40s upward. I also talked about soreness of the breast. Another thing that she may experience is dizzy spells. Dizzy, she may feel dizzy from time to time. She feels dizzy, she feels sleepy, she feels like sleeping. It's not her fault. It's as a result of the changes in the hormonal activity that is making her to feel dizzy. Another one is muscle tension or muscle tightness. During that period, it looks as if, oh, the woman is kind of frigid. It's like everything about her is uptight. Muscle tension. It's another early sign of menopause. There are things she can do, to help her overcome all of it. And I'm going to be sharing that next week, on Mary Clinic Live. So please don't miss next week program. So another early symptom is thinner hair. Your hair texture, the strand gets thinner, unlike before. You beginning to notice that it's becoming thinner, it's becoming thinner. Some even say, oh, they do have gum issues, mouth problems and gum issues around this time. Some talked about the cases of loss in memory, inability to focus. During this period, they just realize that, I don't remember things anymore. The hormonal changes are responsible for this, and some cannot focus anymore, during this time. So, some other people will also say they experience itchy skin. You start feeling that your skin is itching. So that could also be an early sign of menopause. Another one is poor sleep. You won't be able to sleep well. You just realize that you can't sleep well. Well, that happens a lot when people are gradually entering into menopause. And there are things you can do to overcome that. And like I said, I'll be sharing that next week. So some other people say they experience heart palpitations. It's like, oh, your heart is running faster than normal or faster than usual. This happens because of the heightened hormonal activity that you're experiencing as well. Some experience irritability. You just become irritable. You get easily irritated by people or by things happening, and you're like, what is going on? Those are early signs of menopause. Panic attacks. You just panic, unnecessarily. Well, it may not be your fault. It could be as a result of those hormonal changes as well. Another one is um osteoporosis. Now, this one has to do with the bone density. As a matter of fact, researchers said that during that period, the bones become thinner. So normally, maybe before then, you have big bones, thick bones. But as time goes on, when you are noticing that, oh, your bones are becoming thinner, they're becoming thinner, it's a sign that menopause is knocking, you know, on your door, that menopause is knocking on your door. And joints pains, ankle pains, it's like everything is uptight, tightened up. So these are the early signs of menopause, and researchers have said that some women may experience all of these signs or all of these symptoms, while some women may experience just some of it. Now, whichever way whichever way it goes, or whichever one you experience, there are ways through which you can help your body, go through this menopause thing successfully without a lot of drama around it. I mean, you can still live your normal life even though you have entered into menopause. So next week, I'm going to be sharing with us, how you can support your body through the menopause season or through the menopause period. I tell you, there are still women out there that are already into menopause, but they are still living their lives. They are still looking very much alive. They are still into their spouses. They still feel excited about their love life. They are still having things rosy and going on well for them. You may want to learn what is it they are doing differently, because whether you like it or not, as a woman, at some point menopause is going to knock on your door, and when that happens, you can't really change it. It's one of those things we don't have control over, and when that happens, all you can do is to manage it and to do the things that can help to support your body to go through that process successfully. And you want to start now. You don't want to wait for that menopause to knock on your door before you start. You may want to start now. So next week, I'm going to be sharing with us what we need to be doing as women, what we need to be doing to help our body support to to help our body support that process successfully, so that you still have, your life within you, and you still go through that season full of life, full of smiles, and just full of happiness as well. And your spouse will be glad that, wow, it's not so much of a drama anyway. And they themselves will be able to say, wow, I didn't feel that I missed anything while my wife went into menopause. So this is the experience that we want our women to have, and I do hope that you're going to have that. Please don't miss next week edition of Marriage Clinic Live. We promise to bring you interesting topics, and we also promise to bring you guests, that will be enlightening us from time to time on various issues and topic as it relates to marriage and relationships. So please don't miss any of our program. If you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly do so. If you like this video, please give us a like, give us a comment, a thumbs up. You can leave some comments in the comment section for us to know what you think on this topic, which areas you want us to also look at. I'd like to hear from you. I remain your host, Marlaya and Opati. Until we meet again, I say